Welcome to the Bridge Podcast. At Rialto Unified School District, we believe high expectations lead to high achievement, and that safe, engaging learning environments are key to student success. Today, we spotlight William Jehue Middle School, a shining example of these principles. Recently selected as a school to watch, Jehue Middle School showcases incredible work. Join us in welcoming our guests, 8th grade student Ace Pinota, education specialist Mrs. Yolanda Smith, and principal Ms. Carolyn Eide. Okay, welcome Jehue Jaguars. Congratulations first and foremost for being selected as a schools to watch, and we'll get into the details about what that consists of. But I want to start off with how do we feel about this recognition? And we'll actually start off with Mrs. Smith.
I'm truly excited about the recognition. We really work hard at Jehue, to make our school the best it can be. We're always working on the culture and student learning and ideas to improve student learning. So it's really nice to be recognized for the hard work that has gone into it.
Absolutely. And how long have you been at Jehue Middle School?
This is my 10th year.
10th year. Awesome. And I hear that you have volunteered in this district, and you've been part of the district family for even before that.
Oh, yes, long before. I used to coach basketball at Morgan Elementary, sometimes football.
Go Mustangs.
Yeah, go Mustangs. I also was involved with the PTO at Frisbee and at Morgan. I live in the community. I love to be a part of the community and involved in the community. And now I'm on the other side as a teacher. So it's full circle. And I love it because it helps. I can understand, I feel a little deeper, the parent side and the student side and the provider side, the educator.
I love it. I love to see that growth within the community. And we'll ask that same question to Mrs. Eide. So, there's a plethora of awards and recognitions that Jehue has been, recognized for recently. And this particular one, how did you feel when you got that email, that first notification that, wow, this is a pretty big moment? How'd you feel?
I was excited for our staff, our students. As Mrs. Smith said, everybody has worked so hard. And the nice part about Jehue is the parents, the students, the staff are so cohesive and have always been there. And there's a genuine kindness that is displayed on a daily basis. And when people walk onto our campus, they tell me it feels different here. And so this award is a recognition and a culminating stamp of approval, verifying that what we do is truly of the highest level, both for California and for national schools to watch.
So Mrs. Eide says that the campus feels different in a good way. It's different because there's a lot of people that care and there's so much to do. So Ace, how does that feel for you? Can you talk a little bit about your experience at Jehue, and then maybe talk about some of the extra things that you like to do? I heard you're big into sports, so I definitely want to hear about that.
Jehue feels like a second home to me because I've had many more siblings that came to Jehue before. And sports, after school sports, it's really fun because coaches, they really try and help you to get better. And during school, you're just looking forward to the end of the day for practice. And I think, yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Now back to you, Mrs. Smith. As a parent and a volunteer for so many years here in this district, what do you think this district, what is the it factor that this district has that you think contributes to, such positive accolades like what Jehue just received?
Well, I think it's the support. Like, I remember even when my daughter was in school, she'd come home and say, like, oh, Mom, my counselor, he gave me a cookie because I made honor roll, But it's those little things. And, when the teachers work together, it's meaningful. We are trying to provide a quality education that's just not rigorous, but it's also relative. And when we work together, we're able to improve academics and learning and a sense of community for our students. I remember she was able to be involved in extracurricular activities, volleyball, my son as well, here in the community at the district office. And even at our school, we give parents opportunities to be involved in campus and have partnerships, and that's all around strong leadership. At our school, we have a very inclusive campus, which is very important. I'm an education specialist, and we make sure that students are ensured to have access, equitable access, which is what each student needs, what each individual student needs. And so that has a lot to do with leadership, making decisions. Like I know Miss Eide has to make decisions every day that are fiscally sound so that we can maximize what our students' resources, the resources that they can have. And our whole environment, it helps produce our students in a way where they'll be future ready, for whatever their choices are. Not what our choices, but while they're there, we want to make sure that we meet their needs. And the needs in our community is binding.
Definitely. As we all know, the future is coming at us fast.
It really is.
And I know off camera you were telling me a little bit about, more about your daughter and how she went through the DSAC program, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Love the DSAC program. And she graduated recently, right?
Yes, she did.
Or she's about to graduate.
She's about to graduate from UCLA now, but yeah.
And she went to Carter High School?
No, my son went to Carter High School. She went to Rialto High School.
Okay, awesome.
She applied to different schools. She was accepted at quite a few schools, but she chose UCLA. They gave her almost a full scholarship to go there. I'm so thankful and grateful for Rialto Unified. I mean, everything that we came from the South Bay area, and they were part of the magnet program. And when we moved here, I was concerned because I wasn't familiar with this school district. But I found this school district to support my children more than anything. Both of my kids graduated from college, or she's about to graduate. They had access when she would come here. She'd work with the mayor. The mayor came and fed them. She got to wear her jackets, and she had that opportunity in middle and high school. And I just feel like the support that she and my son received when he was in sports, the coaches were amazing. They started the boys volleyball program. They recruited him from the basketball program, and he found a new love of a sport. And the extracurricular activities are also important because it created a way where he wasn't as let's just say he didn't pursue academics to the level that she did. He wasn't as interested. But with sports, it required him to keep his academics, build friendships, learn relationships, and how to solve, problems on the court and off. And I just feel like being in this community has benefited my family tremendously.
And how does that feel, Mrs. Eide? So as I'm listening to Mrs. Smith, all I'm hearing is a quality educator who's dedicated to this community. How does that feel to have educators like Mrs. Smith and so many others on the Jehue campus that contribute to this success? Talk a little bit about that support that you have, from your staff.
There's a lot of teachers that have been in the district for quite some time. Many of them are either products of Rialto Unified or live there or have their children currently in the Rialto Unified School district. And so everybody is very invested in the programs and the academic success of not only their children, but also of their students. And you see an investment of time and passion in educators. And I see that across the district, actually. The district in the strategic plan talks about the foundation of excellence. I think one of the main pillars of the foundations for excellence is the people that we have here in Rialto Unified. Yes. And so we are just fortunate to be on a campus where I see that every day.
That is tremendous. Yes, and I see it too. And before I'm going to get back to you, because I want to talk about, you're a big sports enthusiast, and so I want to know about what is it that you're playing and then what you might want to do in the future. But can we talk a little bit more about some of those accolades? So I know that obviously Schools to Watch, that's a national and state recognition.
Correct.
Big time, big time news. We've also received the Green School Awards.
California Green School.
That PBIS. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
So the California Green School, we got a gold ribbon for that, which is the highest level of green school for the state of California. Wow. And so that means we have certain things that are environmentally friendly. Recently, we completed our 2 gardens. We added shade structure, and our classes and initiatives that we have on campus are focused on green initiatives. That was one accolade in the last 5 years. Another one was becoming an avid school-wide site of distinction, which means that we have systems and processes on campus that help prepare students to be college and future ready. And those systems are evident throughout our class or throughout our campus, and require a high percentage of our staff to be avid trained. And so we are always sending new teachers, or sending teachers that have been trained but haven't been trained in a while, to maintain that. We have also received PBIS Platinum recognition. That's the highest level.
Doesn't get higher than that.
It does not, and we were actually the first in the district. Very proud that, and that comes down to the systems and the culture that our staff put in place, because our staff, part of that is recognizing students for being respectful, responsible, and safe. And so we have recognition systems, and all the students know what our expectations are. Parents know what our expectations are, and we also teach those explicitly. And so we have excellent systems with that as well. Other things, during COVID, we got a Community Cares Award. I think those are, and then this California and National Schools to Watch, which are both identifying and recognizing model middle schools. And all of those other recognitions that I mentioned show and form a base,
kind of feed into that,
for the schools to watch. And then we will have the opportunity to reapply every 3 years. And in order to continue that model status, we need to show continuous improvement, which would also be in our academic levels. And so those were the things that we are working on currently to continue to move our student achievement to a higher level, to eventually be green according to the California Dashboard of Achievement.
I love it. And if I know you, Mrs. Eide, and I know you, Mrs. Smith, when better is possible, good is not enough. And so I'm sure you'll reach that within the 3 years. And for now, of course, we're celebrating this Schools to Watch. So Ace, I heard you're big into sports, so I want you to talk a little bit about that. But what do you see yourself doing after high school?
After high school, I see myself going on my mission, coming back, going to college, and playing sports. I want to play sports professionally. Sports I like to play really is volleyball, basketball, football.
I heard you like rugby. Rugby. Talk to me about that. How did you get into rugby? Because that's not a common sport in this area.
I got into rugby by my dad. He really wanted us to play rugby, and we'd have practice every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and it would be fun because we do tackling drills, scrimmages, and we have no pads on, and
no
it's
pads?
fun because we have to go below the waist.
Yeah, that sounds like it hurts.
Yes.
I still have bad knees for that, so stopped for a while, and now we're just doing school sports, and it's fun because we actually get to meet new people, and yeah.
Awesome. If you can describe one word being on Jehue, what is the one word you would say that describes your experience being on the Jehue Middle School campus? And then describe why you decided that word.
Why? Okay, so let me think. Okay. Okay. Meaningful.
Meaningful.
Every day at school is meaningful. I feel that way because as teachers and part of the Jehue staff, we work collaboratively together, and we support each other. We support our students. The students always have things that just make me want to work harder for them. They're so special, and they add meaning to my life. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to at least try to add meaning to their lives and help them with their learning at the same time. We all work together and share our practices, and we discuss our goals, and we work together for those goals. So it's like a team. And so all my years have pretty much been at Jehue. And I just thank God for my job because it's meaningful, and that helps you get up every day and want to go to work. And I think that's very important.
And what's awesome is that meaning translates into those students. So thank you
Yes.
for doing what you do. Same question, Mrs. Eide. One word. How does describe your experience at Jehue? One word.
I thought Ace was going to go next.
Oh no,
That's not
we're
fair.
saving the best for last. We're saving the best for last.
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle. I love that word.
Pinnacle is at the top of the mountain. And I see Jehue at the top. However, it's also a place to strive for. And so in our continuous effort for improvement or perfection or more togetherness, whatever it is, it's a never-ending, search for excellence. I was going to say always, and the reason why I was going to say always is because our motto is once a Jaguar, always a Jaguar.
There you go. Well, you can have two.
Okay.
On that one. Great answer. All right, Ace, wrap it up here. What is your one word that describes your experience being a Jehue student?
One word. That word would be surprising.
Surprising. Okay.
Because they come up with clubs that are new, and they try to make new sports happen, like indoor soccer, and try to have some volleyball inside.
Awesome. Well, this wasn't surprising because I expected greatness, and thank you for being here and sharing some of that greatness that Jehue offers to its students and its staff and families.
Can I make a quick shout out?
Of course you can. Go ahead and look at that camera right there.
I'd like to make a quick shout out to my sister Darling and Denise, and who's in Alaska, and I'd like to make a shout out to my brother Clayton and my sister Deanne, who's on their mission.
Shout out to Alaska. And I want to thank you for joining us on the Bridge Podcast. Until next time, I'm Ricardo Carlos.